Hi everybody, back again with another ADHD tip. Okay, today I want to talk about communication. Have you ever had problems communicating? I'm betting that 100% of you are going to say yes. Well, this is especially true if you have ADHD because apparently we have trouble communicating with 99.9% of the population. Because our brains don't think like the so-called normal brain, and we kind of perceive and communicate and interpret things a little differently than the normal person interprets things. So, first of all, let me just say, I'm not a medical doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, and I'm not going to go into the frontal lobe and prefrontal cortex and all that mumbo jumbo because basically that's boring to me. I am just simply telling you this from my own experience and how much difficulty I go through every day in trying to communicate with other professionals and just everybody in general, because sometimes I'll just say things that really I shouldn't say, even if I'm on my medication. There's like a filter that most people with ADHD we don't have that filter. Like a normal person would refrain from saying something that may be hurtful or harmful or, hurt somebody's feelings. Well, we just kind of don't have that filter, and even if I take my meds, sometimes it just doesn't work. People, really, it just doesn't work sometimes, so I can't help it. I mean, sometimes I say the wrong thing and it just doesn't sound very nice, and I really don't mean it. It's just me being me with ADHD, and it just comes out kind of wrong, and so I apologize for that, but there's a reason why, and it's because our brains think differently, they interpret things differently, and when we speak, it sounds great in my head, and then it comes out of my mouth, and sometimes it just doesn't sound good at all, and sometimes I end up apologizing for everything I just said. But the point of this video is that we really just communicate differently, and when you tell us to do things or ask us to go get something for you, like say a tool out of the tool shed or toolbox or whatever, you've got to be really specific. Like, for example, if you want a screwdriver, you need to tell me if you want a Phillips head or a regular. You need to tell me if you want the electric one or the battery powered one, or what exactly you want. You've got to be extremely specific, because if you're not going to get the right thing. You're not going to get what you're asking for. I mean, they're going to come back with the wrong thing, or I'm going to come back with all of the things in the toolbox, actually carrying the entire toolbox, or I'm going to come back and say, I couldn't find it. But that's just part of being ADHD. You just have to be really specific with us, and you have to be really... If you want a Phillips head screwdriver and it needs to be the electric DeWalt screwdriver, you need to tell us this, and you need to tell us exactly where it is, and if you have more than 2 areas where you have tools, you need to tell us which area to go to. You even need to tell us which tool room to go to. Is it the one outside, or is it the one inside that mom or dad uses all the time? You've got to be specific, or we're not going to bring you the right thing, or we're going to bring all of the tools to you, or we're going to bring you nothing and tell you we couldn't find it. So, rule of thumb is always be specific and tell us exactly what you need, and tell us exactly where it is, and if there's more than one choice, you need to narrow it down and actually tell us, because our brain is going to wander, and we're not going to remember everything you tell us unless you get specific. I know this may sound really just such a pain in the butt, but it really matters. And another thing that really does not make it any better is if you feel really angry or get disgruntled with us and get frustrated and take it out on us because you're thinking we're stupid or we can't remember anything. That's not it, and that only makes it worse. If you're frustrated and you take it out on us, we feel really bad that we couldn't bring you what you wanted, and you just got mad at us because of something that we can't even help, because we're born like this. We just came out with ADHD, and we just are thinking of 12 different things at the same time, and your set of tools was not one of them. And so keep that in mind, and just know that it's like somebody has control. It's like my brain is like a radio station, but I don't have control of the radio, and somebody else is changing the station on me as I'm going throughout my day. And I might be on a certain station walking down the hallway, and then boom, it gets changed to another station, and all of a sudden I forgot what I was doing and I'm on to the next project. So I guess that's one way to think about it. It's like I'm not in control of the station, and somebody else is changing it on me while I'm doing one task, and then I move on to the next task. And then it gets changed again, and I move on to something even totally different. So we can't help it. That's just the way we are. So try not to get frustrated with us. Be very specific in your instructions of what you want us to bring you or what we need to get for you, and things will go a lot smoother. So I hope you like this video. I hope it was helpful to someone, and give it a like if you will. I'd appreciate it, and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching this video.